Are they really going to give her a Christian burial after she killed herself?
Hey, I'm telling you, yes, so finish that grave right away. The coroner examined her case and says it should be a Christian funeral.
But how? Unless she drowned herself in self-defense.
That's what they're saying she did.
Sounds more like self-offense, if you ask me. All I'm saying is, if she knew she was drowning herself, then that's an act. An act has three parts to it: to do, to act, and to perform. Therefore, she must have known she was drowning herself.
No, listen here, gravedigger sir.
Let me finish. Here's the water, right? And here's a man, okay? If the man goes to the water and drowns himself, he's the one doing it, like it or not. But if the water comes to him and drowns him, then he doesn't drown himself. Therefore, he who is innocent of his own death does not shorten his own life.
Is that how the law sees it?
It sure is. The coroner's inquest law.
Do you want to know the truth? If this woman hadn't been rich, she wouldn't have been given a Christian burial.
Well there. Now you've said it. It's a pity that the rich have more freedom to hang or drown themselves than the rest of us Christians. Come on, Shovel. The most ancient aristocrats in the world are gardeners, ditch diggers, and grave diggers. They kept up Adam's profession.
Was he an aristocrat with coat of arms?
He was the first person who ever had arms.
He didn't have any.
What, aren't you a Christian? The Bible says Adam dug in the ground. How could he dig without arms? I'll ask you another question. If you can't answer it,
Go ahead.
what do you call a person who builds stronger than a stonemason, a shipbuilder, or a carpenter does?
The one who builds the gallows to hang people on, since his structure outlives 1,000 inhabitants.
You're funny. I like that. The gallows do a good job. But how? It does a good job for those who do bad. Now, it's wrong to say the gallows are stronger than the church. Therefore, the gallows may do you some good. Come on, your turn.
Let's see. Who builds stronger than a stonemanship, a shipbuilder, or a carpenter?
That's the question. So answer.
Ah, I've got it.
Go ahead.
Damn, I forgot.
Don't beat your brains out over it. You can't make a slow donkey run fast by beating it. Next time someone asks you this question, say a gravedigger. The houses he makes last until Judgment Day. Now go and get me some booze. In my youth, I thought it was very sweet to set, the day for, my duty, I thought, was not right. Doesn't this guy realize what he's doing? He's singing while digging a grave.
He's gotten so used to graves that it doesn't bother him anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Only people who don't have to work can afford to be sensitive. But old age has sneaked up on me and grabbed me in his paws and shipped me into the ground as if I'd never been that. Let's go out of tongue at once and could sing. And now this jackass is throwing it around like it belonged to Cain, the first murderer. It could have belonged to a politician once capable of talking his way around God. And now this idiot is pulling rank on him?
Indeed, my lord.
Or a courtier, who said things like, "Good night, my lord. How are you doing, my lord?" It could have belonged to Lord such and such, who praised Lord so-and-so's horse when he wanted to borrow it, right?
Yes, my lord.
Exactly. And now it's the property of Lady Worm. His lower jaw knocked off and his head knocked with a shovel. That's quite a reversal of fortune, isn't it? If only we could see it. Are these bones worth nothing more than bowling pins now? It makes my body ache just to think about it. A pickaxe and a shovel and sheet for a funeral shroud. Oh, a pit of dirt is what we need for a quest like this one here. There's another. Could that be a lawyer's skull? Where's all his razzle-dazzle legal jargon now? Why does he allow this idiot to knock him on the head with a dirty shovel instead of suing him for assault and battery? Maybe this guy was once a great landowner with deeds and contracts, his shelters and his annuities. Is it part of his deed of ownership to have his skull filled up with dirt? Does he only get to keep as much land as a set of contracts would cover? If you spread them out on the ground, the deeds to his properties would barely fit in this coffin. And yet that's all the property he gets to keep?
No more than that, my lord.
Isn't the parchment of legal document made of sheepskin?
Yes, my lord, and calfskin too.
Anyone who puts his trust in such documents is a sheep or a calf. I'll talk to this guy. Excuse me, sir. Whose grave is this? It's mine, sir. Oh, a pit of dirt is what we need for a quest like this one here. I think it really must be yours, since you're the one lying in it. And you're lying outside of it, so it's not yours. As for me, I'm not lying with you in it. It's really mine. But you are lying in it, being it and saying it's yours. It's for the dead, not the living, so you're lying. That's a lively lie, sir. It jumps from me to you. What man are you digging it for? For no man, sir. What woman, then? For no woman, either. Who's to be buried in it? One who used to be a woman, but, bless their soul, is dead now. How literal this guy is. We have to speak precisely, or he'll get the better of us with his wordplay. Lord, Horatio, I've been noticing him for a few years now. The peasants have become so clever and witty that they're nipping at the heels of the noblemen. How long have you been a gravedigger? Of all the days in the year, I started the day that late King Hamlet defeated Fortinbras. How long ago was that? You don't know that? Any fool could tell you. It was the day that young Hamlet was born, the one that went crazy and got sent off to England. Why was he sent to England? Because he was crazy. He'll never recover his sanity there. Or if he doesn't, it won't matter in England. Why not? Because nobody will know he's crazy. Everybody there is just as crazy as he is. How did he go crazy? It's a strange way, they say. What do you mean in a strange way? By losing his mind. On what grounds? Right here in Denmark. I've been the church warden for 30 years, since childhood. How long will a man lie in his grave before he starts to rot? Well, if he's not rotten before he dies, and there's a lot of people who are rotten before we put them in the coffin, then he'll last 8 or 9 years. A leather maker will last 9 years. Why does he last longer? Because his hide is so leathery from his trade that it keeps water off him for a long time. And water's what makes your damn body rot so much. So here's a skull that's been here for 23 years. Whose was it? A crazy bastard. Who do you think? I really don't know. Damn that crazy madman. He poured a pitcher of white wine on me once. That is the skull of York, the king's jester. This one? Yes, that one. Let me see. Oh, poor York. I used to know him, Horatio. A very funny guy. And with an excellent imagination. He carried me on his back 1,000 times, and now how terrible. This is him. It makes my stomach turn. You don't know how many times I've kissed the lips that used to be right here. Where are your jokes now? Your pranks, your songs, your flashes of wit that used to set the whole table laughing. You don't make anybody smile now. Are you sad about that? You need to go to my lady's room and tell her that no matter how much makeup she slathers on, she'll end up just like you someday. That'll make her laugh. Horatio, tell me something.
What's that, my lord?
Do you think Alexander the Great looked like this when he was buried?
Exactly like that.
And smelled like that too? Whew!
Just as bad, my lord.
How long can we fall, Horatio? Isn't it possible to imagine the noble ashes of Alexander the Great could be clogging a hole in a barrel?
If you thought that, you'd be thinking too much.
No, not at all. Just follow the logic. Alexander died, Alexander was buried. Alexander returned to dust. The dust is dirt, and dirt makes mud we use to stop up holes. So why can't someone plug a beer barrel with the dirt that used to be Alexander? The great Emperor Caesar, dead and turned to clay, might plug up a hole to keep the wind away. Oh, but to think the same body that once ruled the world could now patch up a hole in a wall. But be quiet a minute. Here comes the king, the queen, and the noblemen of the court. Where are they following? And with such a plain and scrawny ceremony? That means the corpse they're following took its own life. Must have been from a wealthy family. Let's stay and watch a while. What other rites are you going to give her?
I've performed as many rites as I'm permitted. Her death was suspicious, and if it were not for the fact that the king gave orders for her to be buried here, she would have been buried outside the church graveyard. She deserves to have rocks and stones thrown at her body, but she has had prayers read for her and is dressed up like a virgin, with flowers tossed on her grave and the bells tolling for her.
Isn't there any other rite you can perform?
No, nothing. We would profane the other dead souls here if we sang the same song for her as we sang for them.
Lay her in the ground and let violets bloom for her lovely pure flesh. I'm telling you, you ass priest, my sister will be an angel in heaven while you're howling in hell. Sweet flowers for a sweet girl. Goodbye. I once hoped you'd be my Hamlet's wife. I thought I'd be tossing flowers on your wedding bed, not on your grave. Oh, damn 3 times, damn 10 times the evil man whose wicked deed deprived you of your ingenious mind. Hold off burying her until I've caught her in my arms once more. Now pile the dirt onto the living and dead alike till you've made a mountain higher than Mount Pelion or Mount Olympus. Who is the one whose grief is so loud and clear, whose words of sadness make the planets stand still and the heavens as if they've been hurt by what they've heard? It's me, Hamlet the Dane.
Sonia wins.
To hell with your soul! Please take your hands off my throat. I may not be rash and quick to anger, but I have something more dangerous in me which you should be aware of. Take your hands off. Pull them apart! Hamlet! Hamlet!
Please, my lord, calm down.
I'll fight him over this issue till I don't have the street to blink! Oh, my son, what issue is that? I loved Ophelia. 40,000 brothers, if you added their love together, couldn't match mine. What are you going to do for her? Oh, he's crazy, Laertes. For the love of God, be patient with him. Damn it! Show me what you're going to do for her. Will you cry, bite, stop eating, cut yourself, drink vinegar, eat a crocodile? I'll do that. Did you come here to whine, to outdo me by jumping into her grave so theatrically to be buried alive with her? So will I. If you rattle on about the mountains, then let them throw millions of acres over us. It will be so high a peak that it scrapes against heaven and makes Mount Ozo look like a wart. See, I can talk crazy as well as you. This is pure insanity. He'll be like this for a little while. Then he'll be as calm and quiet as a dove waiting for her eggs to hatch. Listen, sir, why do you treat me like this? I've always loved you, but it doesn't matter. Even a hero like Hercules can't keep cats from acting like cats and dogs like dogs. Please, Horatio, go with him. Don't forget our talk last night. We'll take care of this problem soon. Gertrude, have the guards keep an eye on your son. A monument shall be built for Ophelia that will last forever. I promise. We'll have the quiet we need soon. In the meantime, let's proceed patiently.
He's gotten so used to graves that it doesn't bother him anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Only people who don't.
To be buried here, she would have been buried outside the church graveyard. She deserves to have rocks and stones thrown at her body. Yeah.
How? If she drowned.
Have you ever dug a hole before? Have you ever used a shovel? Stop moving.
I can't.
Just find a spot
I
and
can't
be there.
stop moving.
Be there.
Okay, I'm gonna be right here. Come.
Can we put the Minecraft walking steps every time someone leaves the scene? As if I'd never been that.